What are your thoughts about the resurgence of the Black Panther Party in response to the actions of ICE agents?
The Black Panther Party has been around for generations. This isn't news.
Overall, it's a reminder that when people feel the system isn't protecting them, they often revive old models of self-reliance.
This has happened in third world countries too. Citizens get armed with whatever they can and patrol their towns, acting like law enforcement when law enforcement forgets about them.
A great life lesson for all. The system will not protect you. You can only rely on yourself and your loved ones.
Not necessarily a resurgence. More like they got some press due to Nazis coming into power. They have always been around. Nobody cared until now.
I think the real answer is that they have been around, but in a mostly inconsequential capacity after being systematically dismantled in the 60s and 70s. But every now and then, the media and certain political moments provide media attention. There's no reason to believe a resurgence has occurred. Not that I would be against it.
That's what I don't get. Living in eastern Pennsylvania, I hear about them every election season because they stand around outside polling places in Philly.
The party actually disbanded in the 80s. This is a new group based on the same principles.
Another case of history repeating itself, over and over and over. Power to the motherfucking people. Like a monkey with a miniature symbol.
Isn't this what the Second Amendment is for? Thank God for the Black Panther Party.
At least someone is standing up and making an effort to protect people. I don't see our elected officials doing anything.
Petrichor follows the rain. Where the state spills blood, the demand for justice usually arises.
This is nothing but free men and women exercising their Second Amendment rights. Most gun control initiatives in history have been to disarm minorities, and even to this day, they are mainly the ones who are affected and arrested by policies that undermine the Second Amendment. I just see Americans expressing themselves.
I'm not an American, so I can't speak with the greatest insight into the gun culture, but surely after this presidency, there has to be some gun reform. The Second Amendment people said it was their right in case a tyrannical government abuses their rights. The tyrannical government is here, and these folks are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, my first thought was, watch new gun laws suddenly come into effect.
They will fight tyranny and feed your kids breakfast. What's not to love? The Black Panthers did good, necessary work. Food programs, after-school care, and more.
Yes, that was their primary function even. White Americans want so badly for the legacy of the Panthers to be brandished weapons, but that's not all they were.
Is there any reason to think these guys in the pictures are doing any of that kind of thing?
I approve. Everyone else sees what ICE is doing and thinks it's a new low, but it's not. We've seen this song and dance before. I'm glad there are people out there who know it takes two to tango. When you take everything people have to live for, you leave them with plenty to die for. Black Panthers helped myself and my kid when SNAP was down and have often been present when I go to places that help lower-income people. I'm happy to see them present at LGBT+ places as well, which I go to often. I'm glad they're helping all my communities. Honestly, I felt relief seeing them. My kid is aware they are helpers, as Mr. Rogers taught us.
Beautiful. Exactly the way communities should help take care of each other.
Love it. We need more of we the people protecting each other.
Everyone else's advice is, let the president's masked thugs hurt you, take video, and hope that we'll be able to bring them to court at some unspecified later date. So someone actually doing something intended to keep people safe is a welcome thing as far as I'm concerned.
I think it was inevitable that this was going to happen. If the police and FBI won't do their jobs, then it's up to the people. Though I just hope it doesn't get out of hand and cause things to get worse.
The only way their resurgence could cause things to get worse would be if ICE continues on their path of terror.
I support it entirely. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. This is a group of good men doing something, and I, as an American, appreciate them taking action so boldly.
I thought it was comical. It was the same three guys in every single picture. Do they not understand that this is a different day and age?
You can no longer hold these small rebellions against the government successfully without repercussions. The second any of these groups actually do anything, they will be mowed down so quickly they won't know what to think. The only purpose is publicity. Plus, they had no plates, extra magazines, a .22 LR, AR, and their near sights weren't up. Definitely all for show. Very little real threat of force or people that have any sense of combat experience.
I think it puts us dangerously closer to a civil war, because I don't think ICE is going to play nice with black people holding guns. And for the record, a part of me hopes they don't. I want to see ICE get taken down by them. The Black Panthers used the Second Amendment the way it was intended to be used. A government should be afraid of its people. The current administration needs to be reminded of that fear.
The only way you can be pro-Second Amendment but anti-Panther is if you are a racist.
The Black Panthers used the Second Amendment the way it was intended to be used. A government should be afraid of its people. But that's the problem. They don't see them as people.
A government should be afraid of its people. While that's a very dramatic V for Vendetta quote, you don't actually want fear to be involved in the relationship between a people and their government. Our generation grew up with fear makes people do terrible things in the explicit context of it being a fearful government doing those terrible things. Once there is fear, the social contract collapses.
If only people of color had their voices listened to decades ago about police and the rise in unchecked violence, but they were ignored, and here we are, having to help protect the same folks that kneeled during the anthem and figured that was enough.
Kaepernick was mocked by most football fans and banned from the NFL. A community is going to police itself. That can be with the police or without.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.